Historians have been talking about La Belle as a shipwreck off the Texas coast for a century and a half. And the Texas Historical Commission, my former employer, we decided we were going to go out there and find that shipwreck and had been looking for it since the late 1970s. And in 1995, we went out again and we got lucky and we found La Belle. Basically, we had done a magnetometer survey, a survey with a super-sensitive metal detector, and it had found these areas of metal on the bottom of Matagorda Bay. Once we found La Belle and realized we had this remarkable discovery, we decided that we needed to excavate in a way that had not really been done before. The water wasn't deep, 12 feet deep, but it would be difficult to get fragile artifacts. So we decided we'd build a cofferdam around it, the steel structure around it that would allow us to pump the water out and then excavate it like it was a land archaeological site. When the water came out, we could see the bottom third of the hull sticking out of the mud, and as we continued to excavate, we found that the mud had preserved the interior contents of La Belle, creating what we call an anaerobic environment that prevented bacteria from destroying organic materials. Ultimately, if you count all the little tiny artifacts, we found 1.6 million artifacts. And those artifacts, to me, represent a kit for building a colony in the 17th century New World. And this is the only place I'm aware that they've been found together. Behind me is the remains of La Belle, an incredible artifact that we found in 1995 and excavated in 1996, 1997. And La Belle is not only important because of it being a ship that's old, a French ship, but it's a ship that changed history. And it did that in the way that La Salle, when he came with his 300 colonists and 4 ships, eventually he was down to a single ship, La Belle. That ship was his lifeline for help, and La Belle went down in a storm in 1686, and that doomed the French effort to colonize this part of the world, today's Texas. If that ship had not gone down, La Salle's efforts to build a colony in Texas may well have succeeded, and I think our heritage would be much more like New Orleans with a French background. But, and history often changes on these small events. Here it's the sinking of a ship, and that opened up the door then for Spain, who was claiming this part of the New World, but had no people up here to decide if we're going to hold on to Texas, we need to send the people up. And that started the settlement of Texas that has led to our wonderful Hispanic heritage that we have in Texas today.